All right, so today we'll go over the nail guns that I have, that I currently own. Most of them are pneumatic air guns, except a few that are battery powered. So let's get right into it. The first one that you should buy if you're doing any kind of framing is your framing nailer. This is pneumatic. Pull it out here. The slide doesn't lock on this one. It's got a little button to kind of relieve it. So get that nail strip out of there. These nail strips that I'm using, the one that's in here is hot dip galvanized. This is for your exterior framing, your decks, etc. The stuff that's going to stay exposed to the elements. And this one is for your interior framing, the one that's going to get covered. This is 2.5 inches, and this is 3.25 inches. So you got, excuse me. So this, you gotta use those for framing members together, installing 2x6, let's say, together, and this is more for your sheeting. So you want to load it in. When you're using on this particular gun, it doesn't matter what size you're using. You don't need to adjust it depending on what size nail you're going to be using. You can grab a piece of wood here, quick demonstration. So you put in the air, and it's got a bump fire, or it also has single shot mode. So if you hold the trigger, it won't do anything because this is spring loaded here. So you have to hold the trigger, press it in, and then go. All right, shut it off for the purpose of this video. Quickly now, to this nailer. This is an absolute work beast that I have. It's got a little bit of mud on it. I had this for about 10 years. There's some newer ones. I've got the long battery on this. I got 2 batteries as well because this one dies pretty quickly. So I've got a setup where I charge it in my truck. Jam the battery in. This works with a gas can as well. So I change the gas can maybe every nail box or so. So this is what it looks like. It costs around $15 to have it. I don't have the Milwaukee one. Like this, I find it much more bulky. This is super nice to work with all day. You can build your bulkheads overhead. It's not charged right now, so I won't be able to try it. But this has been really good. It's a piston that's in here that drives the nail forward. You got to clean it as well. You got to take it down, take those 4 screws out, take it out. Brake cleaner. Use some brake cleaner to clean it. Really nice. This one here is your sheeting stapler. So you pull it out, you pull out the staples. It looks like this. So you put in that staple in. It holds 2 rows typically. Hook up your air. And this is good for sheeting, installing OSB or plywood on your 2x4, your 2x6 walls. Same with your roof as well. So you just hold your trigger, bump fire as well, and just go to down. The moisture you see come out of here is probably from my compressor. I probably need to empty out the water in there. You should always empty out, or there's a valve at the bottom of your compressor. You should always drain it every day, otherwise it rusty inside. So next up we have, I should talk maybe about this one here instead. Roofing nailer, super practical to have. If you're on the roof, you don't want to be doing it by hand. Well, you can, but I mean, so much easier with this. It comes with, you put in a coil of nail. Those are 1.25 inches, pretty thick or wide head, so that it doesn't blow through that. Actually, it's the other one first. So it doesn't blow through the shingle, asphalt shingle. You hook up the air to it. Again, bump fire. If you're holding this, it won't fire, but be careful if you're going up a ladder, anything like that, you're walking around, make sure your finger is not on the trigger, it's on the side, and only when you're ready to fire, hold it, and then bump it. Oh, it's not firing right now. Should probably pull it closer. It's got a little arm here that pulls the nail, each nails, so I have forgot it wasn't close enough to the hole. So again, So there we go. So I should wear eyeglasses as well. Yeah. Next up, trim nails after this. So those are the bigger one for the exterior stuff. This is still for exterior, 16 gauge nailer. Pretty thick. Those comes up to 2.5 inch 16 gauge nailer. Let me see if I can pull it out. It looks like a T. Those nails are all glued together. So in this strip, there's probably 30, 40 nails in one strip like so. Super handy to have if you're doing exterior siding. I also use it for hardwood floors. It holds nice. Let's plug it in here. And then again, same thing, you hold it and it'll fire. The front here, you can adjust it so it's not shooting right in your face. And then what we have next is, see, I only got the big battery. So this one I love for smaller jobs. I've got the big 12 amp right now, but that's all I have right now. The other one's in the lamp. Anyway, 18 gauge nailer, very practical. The only thing I don't like about this one is that if you're, let's say, in a corner, let's see if we can try to shoot it. The only thing also that I don't like is that you got to turn it on every single time and it'll come off, it'll turn off. So sometimes, you're in an intricate spot you're trying to nail and then the machine's not turned on. So you have to, put down everything and then do it again. But yeah. So right now it'll go in. I think that's even the deepest setting it'll go. Yeah, that's it. It's deepest. And you still, the nail is not all the way sunk in. So, it works. It works really good most times. It's much more bulky than per se this one here that I like to use. But this, if you're on a job site, there's lots of trades walking around. You don't really want to have that air hose in the way. And for smaller jobs as well, you don't want to have to bring the compressor, the hose, etc. So this, very nice. I like having it in my truck also, so I can just pull it up, do a quick job, and put it back in. Next up would be the same thing, but 18 gauge also, but air powered. So pretty simple, same thing as all the other one. Plug in the air at the back. It holds one strip of nail, 18 gauge. It's T-shaped. And this has been a workhorse also. This I find more nimble than this. If you're in a closet or nailing, trim pieces together, I like having this one. This is 18 gauge, but those are staples. You see if I can pull them out. So it looks like this here. So it's a staple. I like to use it for, let's say, a cabinet for my shop. I build plywood drawers per se for my trailer. So I find, putting two pieces of plywood together with some glue, this is my go-to. After the 18 gauge, we have the pin nailer. Looks like so. This one doesn't have a safety at the top here. It has two safety handles or levers or triggers, I should say. So the black one that you pull first, and as soon as you pull the red, then it fires away. So you put it in. So you have to be careful also not to hold it on the triggers. If you trip and fall, you don't want to be in the way of this. So you pull the black, and then once you're ready to go, pull the red, and it makes for a very, very small pin. Small pin head. It's nice to install shoe mold, stuff that you don't want to be doing, let's say, after the painter's been there. So you just want to install some trim work that you don't want to have to be touching up after. So it works pretty good for this. And the last one that we have here is our flooring nailer. So this here, this one happens to have some wheels on the bottom. So what it does, it sends a staple right through the middle here. So the staples are loaded on the top clip here. Looks like so. It looks a lot like the sheeting stapler. So you put in that staple, holds two staples, I guess, or two full rack of staples, and this rolls, so which makes it super nice. Hook up the air to it on the back end here, and yeah, this is for your flooring. So rolls against the flooring, and as you're rolling, you're hitting it at the top here with this mallet. So you should be hitting it with the rubber end, and the metal end is to put them together. So put them, make sure that the joints is nice and tight. And yeah, that has been a workhorse as well for me. I've had this thing for probably 10 years. And this is a new addition though. Those wheels, I've bought them at Princess Auto for like, I think $40 or something like that. So otherwise I was just running it by hand, so which has been super good. Anyway, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.